Anna Palomar. Would you like to introduce yourselves? It's okay if you don't want to. Okay, let's begin. Art, from what I've been taught, is a reflection of the world around us. It has a lot of definitions. For a lot of people have their own ideas of what art is to them. For me, art is something I question a lot, and I find that I have multiple answers for it. It's liberating and it's for everyone. Before we dive in further into the topic, let's discuss first what is art. Well, the dictionary defines art as the conscious use of skill and creative imagination, especially in the production of aesthetic objects. This was quoted from the Merriam-Webster dictionary by Abraham. My definition of art is that it's a form of expression. Yeah. So in art, you can find ways to express yourselves however way you want. Like here, I like to express art as a means to express the beauty in chaos. So take this art piece for example. Yeah. Mm. This art piece is called Beauty in Chaos. For here, you can see the colors I used for this art piece to kind of symbolize the chaotic stir of colors in the air that's blowing harshly against this person right here. Another thing I said about art was that it was liberating. Now, what I mean by that is that it is one of the most basic forms of creativity. And creativity is simply the use of imagination to freely think. And as quoted by Friedrich Schiller, art is the daughter of freedom. And in that, knowing that, we can all agree that art is a freeing activity. It allows for much freedom, creativity, lets you really explore your mind and kind of find out who you are in the process, like how I did. For art, you can find out many things about yourself, like maybe how you're thinking. Sometimes you may convey it in mediums such as watercolor and or white correction fluid, as I used here in this art piece, which I titled Limerence. It's the second of a series. There is another one, but it's in my room, so maybe I'll send a link to that video soon. And another point I'd like to make is that art is for anyone and everyone. It's not limited to just those who are considered artists, or there's no such thing as someone who cannot draw. You literally can. It's just up to you whether you want to do it or not. And you can decide not to, because it's for everyone and it's a free activity. Not much required. And as for the mediums, the things you use to create art, you can always be creative and use anything that to your disposal. Like even some people even use coffee as paint to do art, which I find really nice. Art is for everyone, a famous statement by Keith Haring. Keith Haring was the artist that made sure that everyone could enjoy his artwork in his bright palette and simple visuals. His work was meant to be appreciated by everyone, adults, children, literally those who are artists and those who consider themselves not to be. And so if you ever think of getting into art, and if you ever think it requires you to be an artist, remember that Keith Haring said it's for everyone to enjoy if they want to. It's completely up to you if you want to do it or not. You could say it's like riding a bicycle. Even if you may not be able to get it in the first few times, as long as you keep trying, you will soon create something you might like. Start small too and find what art means to you. Let it be a liberating activity for you to express yourself creatively. Yeah, you know, express yourself in any way. Use crazy colors for different artworks, like this one. I tried to not use green too much for land and trees, and just use red and blue for other trees and land stuff. Yeah, something like that. But does anyone have any questions so far? The inspiration behind it was, well, as its name would suggest, limerence. See, limerence, it means it's a state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, like a crush. This is actually a series. It's the second painting I've made of the same thing. It's a bit different than the first one. Anyone else? Any questions? No? Okay. Well then, thank you everyone. That is it for the speech.